They laughed at you in the storm, but they'll weep when they see you control the thunder. Some mistakes can be fixed. Others, they ruin lives and fumbling a chosen one. That's the kind of mistake that haunts a soul forever. They didn't just mess up, they self-destructed. They thought they were discarding you like trash, but in reality, they threw away a winning lottery ticket. They spit on gold, thinking it was rust. And now they're out here digging through the dirt, searching for something, someone like you. But guess what? There is no second you. There never will be. They had one chance, and they blew it. Like a fool who drops a diamond into the ocean and then tries to scoop water hoping to get it back. Pathetic. Before we go deeper, hit that like button and subscribe. Not just for you, but for every chosen one who has ever been discarded, overlooked, or underestimated. Every time you do, you push this message further, making sure those who need it most hear it. And trust me, this truth needs to be heard. Now, let's talk about you, the chosen one. You were never just another option. You were the storm that shook their stagnant world, the light that made their darkness bearable, the force that pushed them to be better, even when they didn't deserve you. And what did they do? They betrayed, abandoned, underestimated, or discarded you. And now reality is punching them in the face. They laughed when you walked away. But who's laughing now? Because while they're stuck in the same miserable cycle, you are rising. You are evolving. You are becoming untouchable. They thought they broke you, but all they did was set you free. And now they watch from a distance, silently suffering, choking on the regret they created. That's the thing about fumbling a chosen one. It's not just a loss, it's a curse. Regret will claw at them like an animal in a cage. They will replay every moment, realizing too late that you were the best thing that ever happened to them. They'll see your glow up, feel your energy, and know deep in their soul that they can never have you again. And that pain, that's the price of their foolishness. But here's where you win. You don't look back. A lion never explains itself to sheep. A chosen one doesn't lower their energy for the unworthy. You were never the loss. They were, because while they're drowning in regret, you are thriving in power. So let them suffer. Let them regret. Let them sit in the mess they made. Because once a chosen one leaves, there is no coming back. And thank you. Yes, you, the chosen one. Whether this is your first time here or you've been walking this path with us, know this. Your energy is rare, your presence is powerful, and your glow up is inevitable. If you're ready to make them regret every second they ever doubted you, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop a number 77 in the comments to claim your power. Because trust me, this is only the beginning. And now, let's break it all down, step by step. If you truly are a chosen one, you'll feel it. You won't want to click away because deep down you'll know this message was meant for you. Let's get started. Number 1, they let go of their one-way ticket to greatness. Now they're stuck in the same miserable loop. Some people don't just lose good things, they lose their destiny. And when you fumble a chosen one, you don't just lose a person, you lose the only real shot you had at becoming something greater. They had one chance, one golden opportunity to align with something bigger than themselves, and they threw it away like it was nothing. They thought they were walking away from just another person. Wrong. They walked away from the very thing that could have elevated them beyond their own limits. And now they're stuck spinning their wheels in the same dead-end cycle, watching from the sidelines as you step into the power they never deserved to witness. See, when the universe places a chosen one in someone's life, it's never by accident. It's a divine opportunity, a bridge to something they could never reach on their own. But instead of walking across it, they set fire to it. Instead of recognizing your value, they mocked it, doubted it, played with it. They thought they were outsmarting the system like they could discard something rare and just find another like you around the corner. Biggest mistake of their life, because you weren't just another person in their life. You were their upgrade, their access to levels of success, insight, and elevation that their small minds could never comprehend. And that's the thing about being chosen. Your energy isn't just a presence, it's a force. It's the kind of power that shifts realities, unlocks doors, and turns dust into gold. When you enter a space, things start moving. Opportunities appear, ideas flourish. Stagnant energy is replaced with momentum. That's not an accident. That's the system working in your favor. But what happens when someone fumbles their access to that kind of power? They get left behind. They become ghosts in a world that was supposed to be theirs. They sit on the sidelines, watching the same energy they disrespected become the very thing they now envy. And let's be real, they'll never admit it. Pride won't let them. They'll act unbothered. They'll pretend you never mattered. But deep down, oh, they know. They know exactly what they lost. They see the difference between their stagnant life now and the glow they had when they were in your presence. They'll try to replicate the energy, try to find another you, try to latch on to someone else with that same rare magic. But it won't work, because your essence, it can't be copied. It can't be replaced. And the deeper they spiral into mediocrity, the clearer that truth will become. And one day, when life forces them to slow down, when they're alone, staring at the ceiling, running through the what-ifs in their head, they'll feel it. The weight of their mistake, the slow, suffocating realization that they didn't just lose you, they lost everything that came with you. The insight, the elevation, the divine alignment. And that's a pain no amount of distractions can numb. Meanwhile, you're thriving, expanding, becoming untouchable. Because here's the ultimate truth. Chosen ones don't need anyone who doesn't recognize their value. When someone fumbles you, the universe removes them for a reason. And every step you take forward is just another reminder to them of how badly they messed up. Because at the end of the day, you weren't just valuable. You were the value. And now they get to spend the rest of their life realizing that you were their only real shot at greatness. And they blew it. Number 2, they couldn't handle the truth. So they destroyed the only mirror that showed it. Weak people don't hate you. They hate the version of themselves they see when they stand next to you. You weren't just another person in their life, huh? You were their mirror, the one thing that exposed them to who they really were. Not the fake confidence, not the lies they told themselves, not the carefully crafted illusion they hid behind, but the raw, unfiltered truth. And the truth, it scared them. You showed them their strengths, their potential, the greatness buried beneath their excuses. But you also reflected their weaknesses, their insecurities, their cowardice, and that was too much for them to handle. Instead of facing themselves, instead of growing, instead of stepping up, they did what weak people always do. They ran. They shattered the mirror. They convinced themselves that you were the problem, that you were too much, too intense, too different, too demanding, when in reality, you were too real. And realness, it's a threat to those who survive on lies, because standing next to you forced them to see everything they tried to ignore. The potential they refused to step into, the laziness they covered up with excuses. The truth that whispered you could be so much more while they clung to comfort like a crutch. So they pushed you away, not because they didn't need you, but because they weren't ready to face themselves. And now they're stuck with the same distorted, broken version of themselves that they refused to change. They thought getting rid of you would bring them peace, but all it did was leave them alone with their own demons. And here's the twist. The very things they rejected in you were the exact things they needed most. Your ambition, it made them feel small. Your confidence, it exposed their insecurity. Your wisdom, it made their ignorance unbearable. Your energy, it revealed how lifeless they really were. So, instead of learning from you, instead of embracing the growth you offered, they let pride and fear drive you away. And now they watch from the shadows, seeing you rise, knowing deep down that they could have been beside you. But they chose the easy road, and the easy road leads nowhere. But here's what they never understood. You weren't trying to tear them down. You were trying to lift them up. You saw the version of them they didn't even believe in yet. You were willing to push them, support them, help them, step into their power, and they rejected that. Now that opportunity is gone, and they will never ever find another you. They'll try to surround themselves with people who tell them what they want to hear. People who don't challenge them, don't push them, don't demand more from them. But deep down, they'll know the truth. They had someone who saw them, believed in them, wanted more for them, and they threw it all away. And here's the ultimate irony. While you're out there evolving, refining, becoming even greater, they will remain exactly where you left them. The same fears, the same excuses, the same patterns looping over and over again. Because the reality is this. When you fumble a chosen one, you don't just lose a person. You lose your one shot at breaking free from the version of yourself that's keeping you stuck. And now that realization will haunt them forever. Number 3, they rejected the power that was quietly making them unstoppable. Now they're powerless. Some people only realize they had a guardian angel after they burned their own wings. They thought it was all them. The success, the energy, the clarity, the progress. They convinced themselves that it was their own doing. Foolish. What they failed to see was that you weren't just with them. You were for them. Your presence wasn't just company. It was a force. An unseen, unexplainable power that elevated everything it touched. And they rejected it. They moved like they didn't need you. Like they could do just fine without the energy that had been quietly shifting their entire reality in their favor. Biggest mistake of their life. Because now they will feel the absence. At first, it won't be obvious. People like that never notice it right away. They'll go on thinking nothing has changed. But slowly, piece by piece, their world will start falling apart. The momentum they once had gone. The clarity they used to feel clouded. The fire that pushed them forward fading. And they'll start to wonder, why does nothing feel the same? They'll try to ignore it. Try to push through, but deep down something will gnaw at them. That nagging thought, the one they'll try so hard to silence. Was it them or was it me? And the answer will become clear. It was never them. It was you. You were the energy shifting things in their favor. The silent advantage they never acknowledged. The force behind every opportunity they thought was just luck. They mistook divine alignment for coincidence. They mistook your influence for their own power. And now they're realizing without you, nothing feels right. That's the thing about a chosen one's presence. It doesn't just sit in a room, it transforms it. It doesn't just exist, it elevates. It awakens something in people whether they recognize it or not. But here's the harsh reality. Not everyone is meant to hold on to that kind of power. Some people are too blind, too ungrateful, too arrogant to see what's standing right in front of them. And for those people, losing you is the beginning of their downfall. They thought they could replace your energy. They can't. They thought they could find someone else to fuel their fire. They won't. Because what you brought to their life wasn't just rare. It was one of one. And now the cracks in their world will start showing. The relationships they thought were strong, they'll weaken. The vision they once had, it will blur. The drive they felt, it will disappear. And they'll keep searching for the missing piece. But the truth is that piece is gone forever. You see, when someone fumbles a chosen one, there are no second chances. The universe does not offer reruns. The doors you once opened for them closed. The energy you poured into them redirected everything they had access to through you. Cut off. They weren't just losing a person. They were losing divine favor. And that's the part that will haunt them the most, because deep down they'll always know. With you, they could have been unstoppable. Without you, they are just another lost soul trying to find their way in the dark. Too bad they didn't see it until it was too late. Number 4, they will be haunted by what if a nightmare they can never wake up from. Some mistakes fade with time. Others they carve themselves into your soul and never let go. And losing a chosen one, that's the kind of mistake that haunts forever. They thought they were making the right move. They thought walking away betraying you, underestimating you, or discarding you was just another decision, one that wouldn't matter in the long run. They were wrong, horribly, devastatingly wrong, because now regret is their shadow. It follows them, whispers to them, reminds them of the one thing they can never escape. The truth. They had something priceless, something most people would kill to have. A chosen one in their corner, a rare soul that elevated them, guided them, and unknowingly protected them from things they didn't even realize were out to destroy them. And instead of cherishing it, they threw it away. At first, they won't feel it. People like that never do. They'll go about their life thinking they made the right call, thinking they've moved on. But the universe has a way of revealing the weight of a mistake at just the right moment. And when it hits, it's going to hit like a train with no brakes. It starts with small things. One day they'll see something, a place, a song, a random moment that reminds them of you. And it will come with a sting, a tiny flicker of discomfort in their chest. They'll shake it off, But the more time passes, the more these reminders will pile up, and then one day, it won't just be a flicker, it will be a storm. They'll start to wonder, what if I had valued them more? What if I hadn't been so blind? What if I had fought harder instead of walking away? What if I had realized they were the best thing that ever happened to me? The what-ifs will grow louder. They'll try to silence them, distract themselves with people, places, vices. It won't work because regret doesn't just sit quietly. It eats at you from the inside. And the worst part, it's irreversible. See, most people get a chance to fix their mistakes. But fumbling a chosen one, that's a mistake you only get to make once. Because once you're gone, you are gone forever. No begging, no apologies, no desperate attempts to come back will change the fact that they had something special and they destroyed it with their own hands. And now they get to live with that pain. They'll watch from the sidelines as you thrive, glowing, growing, evolving into everything they swore you'd never be. And that's when the regret will turn into torment. Because now every success you have is a reminder of how badly they messed up. Every win you celebrate is proof that they were never needed. Every step you take forward is another nail in the coffin of their own foolishness. And here's the cruel irony. If they had just opened their eyes, if they had just seen your value when they had the chance, they could have been part of that journey. They could have stood beside you, not behind you, watching you from a distance. But they chose wrong. And the universe, it does not forgive the ones who betray a divine connection. So let them suffer. Let them sit in their regret. Let the what-ifs haunt them every single night. Because while they are stuck in the past, drowning in the memories of what could have been you are moving forward, unstoppable, unbothered, untouchable. And the only thing left for them to do is watch. Number 5. They underestimated the ripple effect of your absence. Now their world is falling apart. Some losses hurt for a moment. Others, they set off a chain reaction of suffering that never stops. And losing you, that was the first domino in their downfall. They thought walking away from you, disrespecting you, discarding you, or underestimating you wouldn't change a thing. They assumed their life would continue as normal, that they would still succeed, still glow, still move forward as if you never existed. Foolish, delusional. Because what they failed to understand is this. When a chosen one exits, everything shifts. Everything. See, you weren't just a presence in their life. You were a force, an anchor, a source of energy, a silent guide pulling them toward their highest potential. You were the reason things flowed, why doors opened, why opportunities seemed to appear effortlessly. That wasn't luck, that was you. And now that you're gone, the cracks are starting to show. The same things that once worked for them are now falling apart. Their wins feel smaller. Their confidence is crumbling. And suddenly, life feels a lot more difficult. At first, they won't connect the dots. People like that never do. They'll blame bad luck, blame others, blame anything but the real reason, your absence. But the truth is undeniable. You were the glue holding their life together. Now they're unraveling. That business move they were so confident about flopped. That new relationship they thought would replace you. Dull, empty, lifeless. That inner peace they bragged about shattered. And little by little it will start to sink in. Things were better when they were in my life. Why does everything feel off? Why do I feel like something's missing? But by the time they finally figure it out, it will be too late because you've moved on. You're not waiting for them to wake up. You're not looking back. You are ascending. And they are stuck. That's the thing about fumbling a chosen one. You don't just lose a person. You lose favor. You lose alignment. You lose access to a power most people never even get close to. They thought they could find someone else to fill your role. They can't. They thought they could create the same magic without you. They won't. They thought they would be just fine without you. They aren't. Because here's the hard truth. When you lose a chosen one, you don't just lose their presence. You lose everything they brought with them. The protection, the wisdom, the divine alignment, the silent blessings they never even realized were tied to you. And now the same energy they took for granted is the one thing they will spend the rest of their life wishing they still had. But the universe does not rewind. There are no second chances. They made their choice and now they have to live with it. While they sit in regret, trying to replace the irreplaceable, trying to fix the unfixable, you are rising. And every time they see you glowing, every time they hear your name, every time they realize that you are still thriving while they are crumbling, the weight of their mistake will grow heavier. That's the ripple effect of your absence. It doesn't just hit once, it keeps hitting, and they will feel every wave of it for the rest of their life.